And in your line of work, you've been working with some art projects which are collaborative pieces. Could you tell us a bit about how collaborative works of art can be sort of minted?
Sure. So, in my work with the Serpentine Legal Lab, we just did a big research project on collaboration or legal issues and collaborations across art and tech and art and science. And what we found, in particular when it comes to NFTs and NFT platforms, is that a lot of the mainstream platforms are not really designed for collaborative projects. They're really modeled on this idea of the singular author who sort of comes up with the idea and really puts that idea into material form themselves. But actually, in today's contemporary arts world, a lot of projects that do have a new technology element to them, whether it be something like augmented reality or artificial intelligence, a lot of those projects are created collaboratively because they rely on people with different skill sets. But look, with these mainstream NFT platforms, if you care to, read the website terms of service, which not exactly your friendly bedtime reading material, but if you were to make your way through one of those documents on a place like OpenSea or Nifty Gateway or even Super Rare or Rareable, any of those, they really expect the person doing the minting to be the author of the NFT, to be the person who has all the rights to the work that they're creating. And so we have this sort of kind of, disjuncture between how works are really created today and how NFT platforms see how artists are creating works today. There are some anomalies, and I have found that over the last few months, some of the platforms have gotten better to accommodating collaborative projects. So look, now on Nifty, for example, you can split royalties amongst more than one user, and Foundation is a really good example as well. So when you're minting a work, you can select more than one user who will receive the sale royalties. So they are slowly evolving. I think it is getting better, and as we see more kind of creative NFT projects, more collaborative NFT projects, I do think that some of these terms are going to have to be updated again to accommodate that.
Great. Well, I know obviously musicians and bands, they have had to work collaboratively, obviously. But then on the art front, you have groups such as Banksy, which is more than one artist. What would your recommendation actually be for collaborative groups of artists? Would you say that they should actually set up their own entity to represent them as a group before going onto a platform? Or could they go straight on and work together on, say, Nifty Gateway?
Yeah, that's a super interesting idea, the idea of like creating an entity. And then you get into these kind of like artist-led organizations which produce works collectively. I would probably say that in almost all situations, a good starting point is an old-fashioned written contract, which spells out everybody's obligations. So who has to do what, when, and the consequences if they don't do that. I think it's probably worth going down that path and then going to, your platform like Nifty Gateway, which does split the royalties, which, is great because it does make it automated. You don't have to think about it, but it's still, it doesn't go to the extent of working out, for example, down the track, who has the rights to sell that NFT in certain ways? Could it be fractionalized down the track? Would you have to ask the other co-owners of the NFT for permission before fractionalizing it or selling off your half? Or actually becomes really complex when you think of the potential lifespan of an NFT and what these collaborations might look like in the future. So I think putting pen to paper, or typing it out can be just a really useful way of also, getting all the collaborators to kind of really think about, okay, well, what do we want to happen to this project down this track, and how is this relationship going to work down the track? So I think that would be my first port of call, a written contract.